Hello class, so here is a video for section 13.1. There's not too many problems in this section. They should go pretty quick. But we're doing something called an Anova test. So we're comparing three different populations, so three different samples. So your null hypothesis is always going to say the first one equals the second one equals the third one. So in this case, when you're trying to pick the correct choice here, A is really the only choice that can possibly be the right one. Possibly B, because that one also has equality, but the alternative hypothesis is always going to say at least one of the means is different. It's exactly how it's going to be. So choice A is the only choice there. Part B, there's a couple problems in this section talking about all the requirements needed to be able to do an Anova test. They're listed straight out of the book. We need these things to happen. So we need simple random samples. We need one of them each from k different populations. We need them to be independent. And we need the populations to be normally distributed, and we need them to have roughly the same variance. So those four things all have to be true to be able to do an Anova test. So C is the choice there. B, be careful about this one. B is almost exactly the same, except it says they have different variances. That's not what we want. We want them to have roughly the same variance. All right, and then to show you how the test works in this case, so I put all these values, looking at the table, I put all these values into list 1, list 2, and list 3. So just put them in exactly as you see them there. Click done. And then the test that you're going to do, stats over to test, you're going to do an Anova test. What you put in is however many lists you have. You should have at least 3 lists, which is what we have in this case. So list 1, put a comma in between them. List 2, put a comma, and list 3. If you had one with 4 lists, then you just put another list in. That would be fine. And then hit enter. This F here at the beginning is the test statistic. So this is actually coming from a different distribution. It's called the F distribution. But you don't have to worry about that. That number is your test statistic. So the F0 here, the F naught, that's your test statistic, 2.08 when you round it. And then the p-value, the calculator is giving you the p-value, which is fortunate. P-value is 0.149 if you round it. So with that's a fairly large p-value, we would say that there is not enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Thus, we cannot conclude that the mean rates of return are different at the alpha equals 0.05 level of significance. And that information is similar to all the previous sections that we've been doing. So the calculator will give you the p-value. You're not going to have to calculate it on your own. There was one problem that I looked at earlier. I'll show you that in just a second. Let's finish this one. And then the box plots. So the easiest way to get the box plots, if you do one variable stats on the lists, so I did it on list 1, and focus on the median. I think that I've been finding that's a fairly easy way. So focus on the median. That's the very middle of the box. So for this first one, it's 10.57. Now there's one extra trick to this, but write these down. So that one's 10.57. That one goes with financial though. So financial is 10.57. And then do it again for list 2. List 2, enter, calculate, go down to the median. The median is 13.4. Now that one is for list 2, which for us is energy. Okay. And then the last one is utilities. So do stat over to calc, do one variable stats, do it on list 3. And you're looking for the median 8.465. So again, that would be for utilities. So be careful here. They switch the order of these box plots. So you're looking for the one financial is 10.57. So this one, the financial is about 10.57. This one could be correct. Energy is 13.4. This one has an energy that's less than 13, so it can't be choice A. Choice B is possible. It has a financial of about 10.57. That one's okay. But then energy is less than 13 here, so this one can't be it as well. So let's look at choice C. Financial is about 10. Energy is a little bit more than 13, and utilities is roughly about 8. So that was the only choice that could possibly work there. Okay. The other problem I wanted to show you guys, I think, was this one. A little bit on this one. So again, the null hypothesis has all equals. The alternative hypothesis, at least one is different. These are all the selections that have to be made. In some problems, they're going to give you this table here. All the information, this is from a, they got this from a different program that we're not using. The only thing you need to focus on is the F and the P over here. That F is your test statistic and the P is your P value. So that p-value is smaller than the alpha in this problem is 0.05. So p-value is smaller than alpha, so we reject the null hypothesis and you say there is sufficient evidence. Okay, and then same thing with these box plots. I just looked at the median to try to figure out which box plot works out. So we would say yes, the box plots showed roughly the same thing. And then there was one other question. No, that wasn't it. I think it was just that other problem. So yeah, anyway, not too many problems on this section. There's only 6. So let me know if you have any questions on any of these. And keep up the hard work. This was your last homework section. Congratulations. Now we just have to worry about the final, right? We're almost done. Keep up the hard work, okay? All right, guys.